Hi, everybody, and welcome to our first Zoom session for critical issues. Can you all hear me? I don't. Okay, Brandy,
Hi,
thank you. All right, good,
I
good,
can hear
good,
you good.
good to see everybody. All right.
Is it all right, Doc? Is it okay if I leave? I'm at a different friend, my daughter's house. Can I leave the video off?
Oh, of course.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Who is that?
This is Susan Miller, and
Hi, Susan. I was just going to reply to your email. That way I don't have to do that, I guess. We can talk. But
awesome.
Because we're starting off this session with, first of all, I've really enjoyed reading all of your discussion threads. I didn't realize I created a waiting room. That was a mistake, but that's okay. But anyway, I've enjoyed reading all your discussion threads. But I want to start off with asking you if you have any questions on the course that I can be of help to answer. Don't all speak at once.
Okay, mine were the basics, just to make sure that when we do submit papers that, are you particular about the font and the size and all those kinds of details?
No. Should I be?
No, that's absolutely cool with me. I
know that there are people that are. No, not really. I guess 12 is good font. But if you want to make it bigger, you go right ahead.
Okay. And then is that just assumed information that you would like us to reply to at least 2 of the classmates' discussion?
You could reply to everyone or no one.
Okay. Okay, because I've had some where it's actually part of the grade, so that's cool too.
I'm not into that much.
Okay.
I noticed that there's a lot of activity going on. People are replying. That's good. I also want to note, I also appreciate many of you have joined and replied to my blog site. That's not required, but I really appreciate that. I'm trying to build something, trying to do some good. And I thank you for joining my site. And when we're no longer students, we become colleagues. And this is supposed to last long past COVID, hopefully. And so I even put another post out today, and I would appreciate your comments. Thank you for keeping it going. We set a record the other day, 34 comments on the last post. I'm building up from 1 follower, trying to get to 1 million, but I'm about 100 right now. Other questions? No, Hannah.
No, I don't think so at this time.
Okay. How about the other Hannah?
No, not at this time. Susan kind of asked my questions I had.
Anybody want to talk about the personal learning network? No?
Well, I do. That's you posted the, that would be part of our project that's due in December?
Yes.
Okay.
That assignment was a new assignment last semester, and everybody got a lot out of it.
Well, okay, as a kind of a newbie to a few of the formats, or I guess is platform the right word? I had not joined a resource teachers web Facebook page, and in the week and a half since I've joined it, I can't believe the information that I've already taken away and have started cutting and pasting and things that I need to look up later.
Right, and there's also people on your network. Like, let me show you an example here. Can you see my screen? Wait a minute, let me ask it better.
Yeah, it's not split yet. There you go.
Okay, I want to show you, like, take a look at this one. Where is it? Hang on, I'm trying to figure this out myself. Can I make it bigger? Look at this one. I'm sorry for the name. Well, this is how this one started with their pre-map and made connections with blog sites, like my blog site as well, Twitter, Pinterest, and Pinterest is a great site, and I heartily recommend it. Some of the technology this person used, and then look at how their network has grown over the course of time. So, and I included for you all these examples of different, one using Google Slides and the other using Blogger. Okay, so these are examples for you. And like I say, I think you're going to get a lot out of this assignment. Other questions? Brandy, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
I don't think so yet.
Okay, I don't intend to lecture this time. I have a couple of presentations I'm going to be giving you in future sessions. But what I want to talk about are those discussion threads that you guys filled out. I have not been a teacher in the public schools since 2007, but I was a teacher, SPED teacher, resource room teacher for 25 years prior to coming to UNK. And I look at your for example, your issues and your frustrations. They haven't changed. You're still dealing with teachers who don't want to work with our SPED students. You're still dealing, and it's a lot different than when I started. We didn't even call it inclusion. We called it mainstreaming. That means you didn't belong. And I had to beg teachers, woodshop teachers, art teachers to take my students. Now, you guys are growing up to be collaborative between SPED and general ed. And there's still some teachers that are difficult out there in general ed. Another issue you talk about, collaborate, time to collaborate. We don't get enough of it. It's not enough to collaborate grade level because we're asked to teach all different grade levels by using differentiated instruction. And I see you complain about that in terms of some of the expectations that are placed on you. You don't have the time to do the subject matter planning and the grade level planning. Those are two separate meetings. You're dealing with some administrators that can't think and chew bubblegum at the same time. Welcome to my career. I had about 25 principals, maybe 3 of them were good. Another thing that you deal with is you want to advocate for your students. You all advocate strongly for your students. And no good deeds go unpunished, right? I remember getting in, quote unquote, getting in trouble for using Spanish language materials with English language learners. Ridiculous. And I understand your frustration sometimes. You really, another thing is supervising paras. Sometimes we inherit our para. I really worked hard with my paras. My paras were treated well. Some of my paras were great teachers. But sometimes you inherit people that are problems, worse than the students. and I understand. What else have I seen? What have I missed? Who can tell me some other frustrations out there?
I know
Other ones.
a big one that we deal with is time that we lose because of like state assessment and district assessments and having to provide accommodations. We lose instructional time with our students because of that, and it turns into a lot of time over the school year.
Do they remember to do the testing modifications? Do they remember to do them?
I think most places are pretty good about providing accommodations. It's just the way that we have to do it is very time consuming, and it takes
Sure.
away from instruction time.
Sure. Sometimes it's nobody's job and nobody does it. You're right. It is. But,
For me,
you know, back in the old days, we had no accountability. That's the other side of it.
well, and
Yes.
for me, progress has been made because, yeah, I've been there from when we didn't have accountability to when we first started state testing, and we had to be responsible for the accommodations. And back when we started, we didn't have anything like electronic. And so we were training paras and myself to do things according to the law, you know, reading the part that was allowed to be read and trying to control your voice and not do, you know, influencing the student. Whereas at least today, we have the state test and the MAPS test who have the text-to-speech built into the format of the test. So that part is controlled now by the administrator. You know, you could just click that on and pretty much you're now proctoring at least and setting up the schedule for testing and doing, you know, the other allowable accommodations, but at least you're not reading the test to the kids like we did when we first started.
Right. I understand what you're saying. Who else would like to share a frustration? I noticed that we have a few people now joining us. Lisa, welcome. I didn't realize you were in the waiting room. I'm sorry. Is everything going okay with you? Lisa?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi. Good. We're talking about frustrations that we share, and I have shared with everybody that your frustrations haven't changed in 15 years. I haven't been in a classroom in 15 years. I did 25 in Los Angeles, 25 years in a resource room, elementary school. And, you know, the frustrations are pretty much the same. It used to be, though, we didn't have interventions. So when we try to get kids there, we didn't try anything. We just said, let's put them in Kristen's room. Now, at least we try interventions, hopefully. One of the things that you'll get in this course is I think you will have a later on, we'll get to some of the different intervention sites that are available. Then I asked you to share your successes. And I thought that people would say things like, I got an award for this, or I became national board, or something like that. But everybody really is student focused, and that's great. And relationship focused, and that's really good. Some of you deal with the kids longer during the day than I did. I'd have them for half an hour to an hour. Some of you deal with kids for longer periods of time. I confess behavior wasn't my specialty, but I was good at curriculum differentiation, and I found that by giving the students appropriate assignments, I could at least control the behavior in my resource room. You don't give a 5th grader reading at 1st grade level, 3rd grade material, unless you expect them to act out. You got to meet them where they are. And I ran this reading program for years, kind of old fashioned. You started with pre-primer and worked your way up. And the administrator would walk in the room and say, oh, the kids are bored. I said, no, you're bored. I said, I'm meeting them, and they finish a book and they get to the next level. Just like when I was a kid and we did, you guys ever heard of SRA? We had to get from all the way to aqua or turquoise or something like that. And I was motivated to do that. But you didn't start with turquoise. You started with red or something like that. And so we share some of the, and so if we're talking about the successes, I also want to encourage you to go on for your doctorate degrees. And I want to be of help to anybody that's interested in doing that. I was 47 years old when I went back to school at UC Riverside. I graduated at 52, and I've been in higher ed now. I won't tell you how old I am, but if you did the math, I'm about 6. You could figure it out. But hey, you're never too old to go back to school, and higher ed is a good life, and special education has jobs in higher ed, as long as you're willing to relocate. I went from the country of California to Nebraska, and life is good in Kearney, Nebraska, and at the University of Nebraska, Kearney. Any other comments that you guys would like to make to share before we go? Any questions on the course? I hope you like the book. Bateman is state of the art. It's a lonely job. Help me out, Lisa. I can't hear you. You have to turn your mic on.
I haven't started reading yet,
Oh,
my
okay.
chapters, so I can't tell you how good the book is.
Well, you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. I want to thank you again for joining my blog site. And you don't have to. It's entirely voluntary. But you're my students now, but you're going to be my colleagues. And I'm building something. I'm trying to attract followers and make a positive message. And I really appreciate you commenting. I put another post out today, a video blog post. Would appreciate your comments as we try to go from what started off to be 1 follower. We're about at 90 right now and trying to get to 1 million over time. Just trying to help spread a positive message, help during the pandemic and beyond, and connect with people. And when I learn something, I share it. Are we good?
So I have a question. So we have to write like reflection on our Zoom session today?
Just a short one.
Okay.
Let me know what else I could do, how I can make the course better, how I can make the session better. Just make me feel good. No, I'm just kidding. Are you okay, Hannah?
Yes.
Good, good. And when I say Hannah, I'm trying to include more than one person.
Yeah, I'm good.
One of you spelled the name wrong.
I don't know. Mine's right.
Oh, okay. Then there must be Hannah Smith that spelled her name wrong.
I'll just blame my parents on that one.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Kristen, are you okay?
Yep, I'm doing good.
Good. And Susan?
Yes.
Good.
Hi.
My chancellor sent us an email at UNK reminding us that Labor Day was a work day on our calendar during the pandemic. So I moved this meeting during the day because I figured that we could have it early on, and the next meetings will be at night. But I hope it worked for you. I've recorded it for those that can't attend. You know, I haven't left the house since March 15th. So I'm hoping that, you know, if you guys need anything, I'm here for you. I got nothing else to do. So please use me if you can, get the most out of the course. And even more importantly, connect with each other. You are all colleagues. And I love grad students. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this meeting and see you next time.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Happy.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.